Welcome back. A Night to Remember is another show that will have you in stitches. It takes place on the 24th of August at Monte Casino. The show is supported by the Nelson Mandela Foundation and will boast some big names, including Barry Hilton, Tumi Morake, Marc Lottering, Forrest and David Kau. And we have in studio with us the great Forrest. Happy Saturday.
It's lovely to be here.
So let's get straight into it. What attracted you to the show and made you decide this is what I want to do?
This show?
Not this particular one, but you know, the one that you were performing in. Yeah,
no,
not this one.
This show was amazing. The first one actually took place, I think it was 8 years ago. And it was for the 46664 Foundation, the Nelson Mandela Foundation. And I got the chance to meet our late founder of our nation. And then they put us up in the Palace in Sun City for the weekend, and then we did a comedy show and raised some money for them.
Right. What to expect from you guys?
I think, as everyone will say with one of these shows, just a lot of laughter. There's a lot of very different talents on. There's something for everyone. So it's just going to be a lot of fun. We're raising money for a great foundation, the legacy to remember Nelson Mandela as well. And we're going to enjoy it. Right.
Speaking to the previous comedian that was on and talking about the educational element, sometimes it's not just for laughs or gags. What kind of topics will you maybe be addressing specifically?
I don't think I'm as smart as him, so I'll just be talking about me and my life and my children and my wife and maybe Cape Town.
Maybe Cape Town.
Maybe, you know.
What about Cape Town?
I don't know. They deserve a little bit of something. There hasn't been a lot of jokes lately. There's been like a drought.
Are the jokes not dry?
It.
Oh man. Okay. So
that was terrible. The jokes on the night will be better than that.
I'm not a comedian, so I won't even try. Not by no stretch of the imagination. So I won't even try what you do. You guys are great at what you do. What can people look forward to when it comes to not just you, but in terms of other acts? One only imagines that you guys have obviously like sat together and maybe had some meetings and conceptualized what it is that you want people to walk away with.
I want people to walk away with a feeling of happiness, kind of be more proud about their country, and just, we're all stressed right now. Like the economy's a bit down. I think the dollar was at 14 Rand or something.
On Women's Day.
On Women's Day, sis. How dare they? And well, obviously the Rand is male. Anyway, so so just have a good laugh, because I think we all need it. Like I said, the lineup's fantastic. We've got Tumi Morake and Riyad Musa just come back from doing their Netflix specials. We've got Barry Hilton, one of the legends of South African comedy. We've got Marc Lottering. He's amazing. Well, I mean, we all know these people.
Right.
They're brilliant. And of course, Kau, who after today would have sold out the Dome with his Blacks Only show.
Of course. What attracted you to the world of comedy? I'll ask you again. When did you know you were a funny man?
I didn't. I was trying to impress a lady.
Oh.
Yes. So
Tell us the story.
Well, I was at a comedy club in Randburg, because that's where I hang out. I don't mean to brag. And so I was there, and I always used to take my first dates to the comedy club to like impress them, because then ladies like a guy with a sense of humor, so we'll get the comedians to make them laugh, and then I look better.
And then you just like
and then they had a competition to tell the funniest joke, and if you told the funniest joke, then you won a 6-pack of beer. And so I thought, let me impress this lady, and I got on stage and I told a joke, and it was amazing. Nobody laughed. She dumped me the very next day.
I was about to ask, is the lady married to you today?
No, the lady in question dumped me. And then
good effort, though.
It was a fair effort, but I enjoyed being on stage. So, and I was also a student at the time, so I tried again, because a 6-pack of beer was magical in those days. And I ended up winning. And then I would win every time I went, and eventually the MC came to me and said, well, why don't you try being a stand-up? And I was like, whoa, I never thought of that.
What are some of the most challenging aspects of doing stand-up comedy? When someone doesn't laugh a certain way, or when someone laughs a certain way, do you take offense?
How much time do we have?
Why are you
this
laughing?
Could be an all-day thing. No, I think when people don't laugh, that's bad. When people ignore you completely, that's the worst. South African audiences are still very polite. Like I remember Delise was doing amazing things, the previous comedian in the UK, but I remember going to the UK years and years ago, and I was used to South African audiences. If they don't kind of like you, they just sort of sit there quietly. But in the UK, they will shout at the acts. They'll tell them. They'll use words that I cannot use on this TV station.
Sure.
Yes.
So we are a really
very
good
nice.
crowd.
Yes.
We are a nice people.
We're lovely people.
I think so too. So if you haven't got your ticket, what do?
You go to buy a ticket, CompuTicket, and you won't regret it. It's happening at Monte Casino on the 24th of August.
Awesome.
Have you got your ticket yet? I've saved you one.
Oh, I was about to ask, are you going to give me a ticket? You know, being a journalist, we don't really make much. Thanks for hooking me up. Chris, thank you so much for your time this morning. Chris Forrest talking to us about the Night to Remember, which celebrates Nelson Mandela's centenary.